Ladies and gentlemen, so in this video, we're going to talk about self-love. We're going to talk about why am I struggling to love myself? And I'm also going to give you some actionable strategies, tips, and tools that you can implement in order to begin to improve that self-love. So hang with me. This is going to be an exciting video, and we are really going to get into some good things that can help you to really love yourself more. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for another video. My name is Ryan Joseph Kopiar. I'm internationally licensed as a mental health professional in the province of British Columbia, Canada. I'm a registered clinical counselor in the state of Oregon. In the United States, I'm a professional counselor associate. And in the state of Washington, I'm a licensed mental health counselor associate. I'm also a life coach and a mindset coach, and I help people to go from mind stuck to creating a mind-blowing life. Now, one of those biggest things that holds us back from creating that mind-blowing life is that we struggle to love ourselves. And I don't know about you, but this is an area that I have had to really do a whole bunch of work on, and I've learned a lot. Certainly don't promise to have all of the answers for you, but I am going to share with you today some tips, some tricks, and some actionable strategies that you can implement in order to improve your own self-love. So let's first talk about the fact that self-love is often confused with being egocentric. It could be confused with being selfish. And a lot of times if somebody is telling us when we're putting ourselves first that we're being selfish, it's actually quite the contrary. Self-love is about investing in ourselves. It's about prioritizing ourselves, because we realize that when we're the best version of ourselves, we can give the best version of ourselves to other people, right? So self-love is not selfish. Self-love is about honoring boundaries. Self-love is about saying, I am worth it. I am worth putting myself first. Not because I want to constantly put myself first, but if I don't put myself first and I don't pour back into myself, I'm eventually going to run out of what it is that I can give other people. And, one of the analogies that I like to use is a glass of water. So what happens if I keep sipping from that glass of water and I don't fill it back up? Well, eventually I'm going to run out of water to give to other people, right? And so I kind of look at loving other people as pouring out, right? Doing things for other people. We're pouring out. We're giving a little bit of ourselves to those individuals. A little bit, maybe it's a lot bit. But whatever the case may be, if I'm not filling back up my own cup, I'm eventually going to run out of that to give. And so if I don't have self-love, and I don't truly love myself, and I'm not continually pouring back into myself with self-love, then eventually I'm going to run out of love to give other people. And I think that when people say that we're being selfish, it very often comes from that point, which is what can be so frustrating, right? It's like, no, I haven't been loving myself. I've been giving so much of myself to other people. And now when I'm burned out, now when the cup is empty, now I'm trying to pour back into myself with self-love, and I'm being called selfish, right? So self-love is not selfish. Self-love is honoring what it is that we know, that we feel that we are worth, and what it is that we deserve. Now, let's talk about the root causes. As a mental health professional, I work with a lot of people as it relates to how to improve their self-love. And I would say one of the biggest things that holds us back and holds human beings back from having that self-love is that there was traumas that happened somewhere along the way in our life. Trauma is very often, it's a period of time where we were made to feel that we weren't deserving of love. And so if I want to improve self-love in the now moment, but it's my old trauma programming from experiences of the past, which are preventing me or holding me back from feeling worthy of loving myself, then it stands to reason that a great place to start on self-love is not only in the now moment, right? But going back to that version of ourself that was made to feel unlovable. Maybe it was the 8th grade dance, and there was somebody at the end of the dance that you really wanted to dance with, and you really had your heart set on dancing with that person, and you're about to go up to ask them to dance, and maybe they said no, or maybe somebody else came to dance with them in front of you, and you just, you felt that heart let down, right? Well, you see, I mean, that's a small example, although it could be quite impactful. These are just one example, okay, of the different ways that we are feeling unworthy of love. This very often happens with caretakers, parents, or whoever it was that raised us. Maybe they were busy. Maybe they had to work real hard to be able to support the family. Maybe there was drugs and alcohol that was involved that was preventing them from being present and really making us feel heard, seen, loved, cared about, and a sense of belonging. All of these examples are ways that as little kids, particularly as little kids, although it can happen later in life, that we are made to feel unlovable, unworthy of love. And so if I want to improve my self-love in the now moment, I've got to go back to that version of me and say, hey, I love you. You are deserving of love. You never deserve to feel that way. You are enough. Right? So I've got to go back and heal the version of me that was made to feel unlovable, because otherwise that non-serving program is going to continue to run in my mind, making me feel as though I'm unlovable. So that's another huge part of bringing self-love into the now moment, is to go back to that version of us that was made to feel unlovable, which is running this non-serving program, telling me that I'm lovable and making me to struggle with loving myself in this moment. That is being exacerbated by that program, is being exacerbated, right? Or, pressed on the rewind button again and again and again, because now when I am attempting to love myself and I'm already struggling with feeling unworthy of loving myself, then I got these people in the outside world saying, oh no, you're selfish. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. And that makes us feel guilty from putting ourselves first, from pouring back into ourselves without self-love, right? And so then we never really get to fill the cup back up, because other people told us, turn the water off, right? Turn the water off. You're not worthy of putting that love back in the cup, putting that self-love, pouring back into yourself. So that is a huge one, in a way that I really help individuals, is going back into those times in our life where we were made to feel that we weren't deserving of love. Now, let's talk about some actionable strategies of what we can do in the now moment. Again, this is something that's seen in addition to healing that trauma from the past, okay? And that is this: taking a moment to celebrate ourselves. And I think that, whether that is, buying your favorite Starbucks cup of coffee or drink, or taking an hour or a half a day or maybe a full day to go to the beach or go to the forest or do a hike or whatever the case may be, right? And continuing to tell yourself, you deserve this time. Be present. Take that sip of your drink and say, I love you. You deserve this. And I say that because it doesn't need to be a Gucci wallet. It doesn't need to be a new car. It can be very, very little things. As a matter of fact, those most sentimental little things can often be what really connects us into our heart chakra the most and really resonates with us the most, because it has the deepest level of meaning and inherent emotion to us, right? So taking those little moments to pause, taking those little moments to do something for yourself. Again, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 hours. It really doesn't matter. And I understand we all live busy lives, right? So if it's 5 minutes, okay, it's 5 minutes. But if you can do the 5 hours, or you can do the day, or you can do the couple of days, that's cool too, right? But hey, at a minimum, make it 5 minutes a day, right? Where you're being intentional about pouring into yourself, You're slowing things down and you're saying, I love you. You deserve this. I'm proud of you. And what happens is we begin to pour that into the conscious mind enough that it begins to rewire the subconscious mind into making us feel that, yes, we are deserving of love. Yes, we are love and we are connected to that love. Now, here's my final strategy that I will share. And, this is something that I share with a lot of the individuals that I work with and sometimes even my friends. And they're like, whoa, here's this big kind of alpha male guy sharing this with me. It seems kind of weird, Ryan, but this is the most powerful. If I could share, aside from doing the healing work from the past, if I could share something that at least for me helps me out the most, it's this. You ready? Hugging myself and saying, I love you, man. I love you. And I'm so proud of you. And you're so deserving of love. And really taking a moment to hug yourself and to love yourself. You see, if we don't love ourselves, it doesn't matter how much love comes from the outside world. It'll never be enough. So I hug myself. I love myself. That often means that I cry when I do so, right? I really connect into my heart chakra and really squeeze myself tight and say, I love you, man. I'm proud of you. And the more specific that you can get about those reasons why you're proud of yourself and the reasons why you're deserving of love, the better. But even if it just starts out with a simple, I love myself, or I love you, speaking to yourself and hugging yourself, these are very, very powerful. And so just to kind of wrap everything up, right? It's self-love is not selfish. It's okay to pour back into yourself. If we want to love ourselves in the now moment, a huge part of that is going back to the parts or versions of ourself that was made to feel unlovable and let that part of us know that we are lovable. And then the last part is to just be present with yourself. Do little things for yourself. Hug yourself and love on yourself. The outside world is a reflection of our inside world. So if we want to call love into our life, guess what? We've got to be the love. We've got to, shine that love from ourselves. We've got to exemplify love from the definition of self-love. I get it. I know it's challenging. It feels overwhelming. The old program can make us feel like we're not deserving. You may even feel energetic friction with this, right? Where you're like, wow, this crazy bold guy, he's saying some stuff that really is kind of hitting home with me, but I'm feeling this little tug of war. I'm feeling this little resistance. That's okay. That's okay. That's normal. That's part of the process, right? As your soul is activated, saying, no, I am deserving of love, but the non-serving program is saying, no, right? It creates that internal tug of war, which I think in many cases is the root cause of anxiety, right? That kind of internal tug of war between the non-serving program, which does not want to be released, and the soul, right? Our heart, the true essence of who you are, saying, no, I am deserving of love and I want that love. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please like, share, subscribe. If you tried any of the strategies and they worked for you, or even if they didn't work for you, or maybe you've got some other strategies that you use, please leave a comment below. Again, you are deserving of love. There was nothing that you needed to do in this world to be deserving of love. Just inherently being born, being a human being, being a conscious being, you are deserving of love. And don't let anybody in this world make you feel that you're not deserving of love. And at the same time, know that before it ever really comes from the outside world, it's got to come from our inside world first. I'm sending you all love and light. If I could be of any assistance to you in this journey and you live in one of the 3 geographical areas that I work in and you'd like to work with me as I don't use the word client, but if you'd like to work with me in my capacity as a counselor, click the link below. You'll find a way to schedule a free consultation with me. If you're looking to do some life coaching with me and kind of ways to optimize and improve your life, also feel free to reach out to me through the link below. Love and light.